We are here in Lowville, New York. This is way upstate, nearly on the border of Canada and New York, to talk about a man that you have most likely never heard of. His name was Daniel Nash. People called him Father Nash, and he was a giant in prayer. His gravestone here reads that he was laborer with Finney, mighty in prayer. And this is what he is known for, from the people that actually know about him, is his prayer ministry. Finney was the figurehead of the Second Great Awakening, the greatest revival to hit our country. And the power behind his ministry, as Finney will himself confess, was the prayers of Father Nash. Finney met Father Nash at the very beginning of his ministry, and they labored together for some 7 years before Father Nash died. And shortly after Father Nash died, Finney left his itinerant revival ministry and began to pastor a small church. I simply want to tell you a few stories about Father Nash, to tell you about the power in the life that this man lived. So his method was this. Finney and him would decide what town they wanted to go and visit, or what town they felt like God was sending them to, and Nash would go there. He would enter into covenant of prayer with some people in the town, and would spend 2 to 3 weeks preparing the atmosphere of that town for breakthrough. And Finney would not come until Nash had secured the breakthrough. And so there's stories of Finney gets to town, and Nash has been there for 2 to 3 weeks, and the lady whose house he's staying in a basement, comes and gets Finney, and she's like, "I need you to come. There's something wrong." They've been in their room for days now, and they have been groaning. I peeked my head in there and saw a few men laying face down on the floor groaning, and I think something's wrong with them. Finney replies something to the effect of, "Oh, they're okay. They just have the spirit of prayer." Or the spirit of travail in prayer. There's another one that I'm going to read this one. It says, Charles Finney so realized the need of God's working in all his services that he would send godly Father Nash in advance to pray down the power of God into the meetings about which he was about to hold. Often Nash would not even attend the meetings. While Finney was preaching, Nash was praying for the Spirit's outpouring upon him. Finney says, "I did the preaching altogether, and Brother Nash gave himself up almost continually to prayer. Often while the evangelist preached to the multitudes, Nash in some adjoining house would be on his face in agony of prayer. With all due credit to Mr. Finney for what was done, it was the praying men who held the ropes. The tears they shed, the groans they uttered are written in the books of the chronicles of the things of God. Said a good man to me, 'Oh, I am dying for the want of strength to pray. My body is crushed, the world is on me, and how can I forbear praying?' I have known that man to go to bed absolutely sick for weakness and faintness under the pressure. And I have known him to pray as if he would do violence to heaven, and then have seen the blessing come as plainly in answer to his prayer as if it were revealed, so that no person could doubt it any more than if God had spoken from heaven. Shall I tell you how he died? He prayed more and more. He used to take the map of the world before him and pray, and look over different countries and pray for them till he expired in his room praying. Blessed man! He was the reproach of the ungodly and of carnal, unbelieving professors, but he was the favorite of heaven and a prevailing prince of prayer." That's Father Nash, as described by Finney, the prevailing prince of prayer, friend of heaven. So this man, one of the most powerful men that has been on the earth in prayer, unknown today. So that is why we are visiting, to remember the legacy that he has left behind. One of the hidden place of prayer is a mighty place. It is the forefront in the upside down, inside out kingdom of God. So here we go, the gravesite of Daniel Nash.